Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Sian and today I've got for you my spring to be read. I've got a few books in here from the library because obviously this year I am not buying books. Oh my goodness. There's quite a big pile here, but I'm going on holiday, so I'm hoping I might get through a fair amount of them. Let's start with the first one. This is called Jinx. I picked this up at the library. It's by Amy McCulloch. I'm not sure if it's a young adult fiction. It's meant to be mixed between the Golden Compass and the Hunger Games. So it says on the back, tired of your phone, looking for the perfect companion? Then back up your life with the newest, cutest must-have accessory. Our backers are state-of-the-art robotic animals that function as a smartphone but make the perfect pet too. Visit your nearest Moncha store to upgrade your life today. Lacey Chu has big dreams of working for Moncha, the tech firm behind the Baku phenomenon. But first she needs to get into the Executive Profectus Academy, and there's no way she can afford to do that. Then Lacey meets Jinx. Jinx opens up a world that Lacey never knew existed, including entry to the hallowed halls of Profectus. But what is he really? His abilities far surpass those of any other Baku. He seems to be so much more than just a robotic pet. He seems real. It might sound a little far-fetched, but I think it sounds quite good. There's a little cat on here too, so possibly there is a cat involved. I just thought for kind of holiday light reading, this would be perfect. And the same with the next one, which is Carrie Hope Fletcher, When the Curtain Falls. I've read one of Carrie Hope Fletcher's books before, absolutely loved it. It was really kind of light-hearted, easy to read, but also had loads of twists and turns that I didn't see coming, and I feel her writing really flows. I don't know whether it's because she's in loads of plays and, you know, maybe that kind of screenplay thing, she knows how to tell a good story. So When the Curtain Falls, it says on the back, in 1952, two young lovers, Fawn Burrows and Walter Brown, meet backstage in a beautiful West End theatre during a production of When the Curtain Falls. Between clandestine meetings and stolen moments, they must hide their love from the one person who will stop at nothing to keep Fawn for himself. Almost 70 years later, a new production arrives at the theatre, bringing with it Oscar Bright and Olive Green and their budding romance. But no sooner have the cast settled into their dressing room than strange things begin to happen. Ghosts of productions past haunt the theatre, or so the story goes. Can Oscar and Olive get to the truth of the matter before tragedy strikes once more? It sounds a bit creepy. I hope it's not going to be creepy. I'm not very good at creepy. Yeah, clearly I didn't read the back before I picked that up. I just saw Carrie Hope Fletcher. Yeah, go on, let's read it. So I'm hoping it's not creepy, as in like paranormal creepy, because I just don't do that. That freaks me out. I'll let you know. Next I have this Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling, Lethal White, which is a Cormoran Strike novel. I think it's the latest one so far. I'm sure there will be more to come out. I've read the first two. I think there have been two so far, maybe three. I can't actually remember. I really enjoy them, but this one is a really thick book. It is quite large text, but it's a big book, which is why I haven't started it yet. It says on the back, when Billy, a troubled young man, comes to Private Eye Cormoran Strike's office to ask for his help investigating a crime he thinks he witnessed as a child, Strike is left deeply unsettled. But before Strike can question him further, Billy bolts in a panic. Trying to get to the bottom of Billy's story, Strike and Robin Elcott, once his assistant, now a partner in the agency, set off on a twisting trail that leads them through the back streets of London, into a secretive inner sanctum within Parliament, and to a beautiful but sinister manor house deep in the countryside. And during this labyrinthine investigation, Strike's own life is far from straightforward. His relationship with Robin is now more fraught than ever before. She's now invaluable to his business, but their personal relationship is much, much more tricky than that. It sounds really good actually. I really feel like I just need to pick it up and start reading it. I really enjoyed the last one. The last one was my favourite so far, and this one sounds like it's got even better because I love anything to do with politics and kind of all that kind of jazz. So I think this will be very good. Then I have Where the Forest Meets the Stars by Glenda Van Dover, and I have a feeling this might have been in my winter to be read. It says on the back, Where she comes from is a mystery. What she's here for is a miracle. After the loss of her mother and her own battle with breast cancer, Joanne Teal returns to her graduate research on nesting birds in rural Illinois, determined to prove that her recent hardships have not broken her. She throws herself into work from dusk till dawn until her solitary routine is disrupted by the appearance of a mystery child who shows up at the cabin barefoot and covered in bruises. The girl calls herself Ursa and claims to have been sent from the stars to witness 5 miracles. With concerns about the child's home situation, Jo reluctantly agrees to let her stay, just until she learns more about Ursa's past. Jo enlists the help of her reclusive neighbour, Gabriel Nash, to solve the mystery of the charming child. But the more time they spend together, the more questions they have. How does a young girl not only read but understand Shakespeare? Why do good things keep happening in her presence? And why aren't Jo and Gabe checking the missing children's websites anymore? Though the 3 have formed an incredible bond, they know difficult choices must be made. As the summer nears an end and Ursa gets closer to her 5th miracle, her dangerous past closes in. When it finally catches up to them, all their painful secrets will be forced into the open and their fates will be left to the stars. I don't even know what to think of that, but it does sound very good, and it sounds quite gripping actually. Again, another one I really want to read this spring, especially as I know this was on my previous to be read. Next up is Thunderhead, which is the second in the Scythe series by Neil Shusterman. I've just finished the first one in January. I absolutely loved it, gave it 5 stars, and I'm really looking forward to read this, but I'm going to wait till at least March, I think, because I don't want to read them all too quickly. On the back it says, professional scythes control death. The Thunderhead controls everything else. It's a perfect system, until it isn't. It's been a year since Rowan went off grid. Hunted by the Scythedom, he's become an urban legend, a vigilante sniffing out corrupt scythes. Citra, meanwhile, is forging her path as Scythe Anastasia, gleaning with compassion. However, conflict amongst the scythes is growing, and when Citra's life is threatened, it becomes clear there is a truly terrifying plot aloof. The Thunderhead observes everything, and it does not like what it sees. Will it intervene, or will it simply watch as this perfect world begins to unravel? Oh, it sounds so good. I so want to read it now, but I'm going to wait. It does sound amazing, and I just love the way Neil Shusterman writes. I just think he's got a real knack for making this imaginary world real in your head, because I desperately want to know what happens in this one. Okay, another one I've had for quite a long time is The Diary of a Provincial Lady by E.M. Delafield. I think I got this 2 Christmases ago. It's been on my to be read pile, and because I'm not buying books, I'm reading my to be read pile. On the back it says, January 22nd. Robert startles me at breakfast by asking if my cold, which he has hitherto ignored, is better. I reply that it is gone. Then why, he asks, do I look like that? Feel that life is wholly unendurable and decide madly to get a new hat. It's not easy being a provincial lady in Devonshire in the 1920s, juggling a grumpy husband, mischievous children and a host of domestic dilemmas. From rice mould to a petulant cook, but this provincial lady will not be defeated, not by wayward flower bulbs, not by unexpected house guests, not even by the Blitz. She will continue to preside over the WI, endure rain-drenched family picnics, and succeed as a published author, all while tending to her strawberries. The Diary of a Provincial Lady is a brilliantly observed comic novel, as funny and fresh today as when it was first written. I feel like I haven't given this its dues, and the reason I haven't read it, it's got really tiny writing. I really get put off by tiny writing. I don't know what it is about it. 3 more. This is The Shipping Forecast by Anne Proulx. Again, I feel like this is featured before in a to be read. It might have been my winter one. I haven't read it yet. I guess there's still time. It's still February. Just. It says, Coyle is a hapless, hopeless journalist living and working in New York. While weathering the storm that is his marriage of one-way love for no-good wife Petal, disaster strikes and Petal is killed in a spectacular road accident. Set adrift on an aimless quest, Coyle heads for the land of his forefathers, the remote corners of far-flung Newfoundland. With his delinquent daughters, Bunny and Sunshine, in tow, Coyle takes up the post of shipping news reporter and finds himself part of an unfolding, exhilarating Atlantic drama. Set against the bracing winds and billowing waves of Newfoundland, the shipping news is an irresistible comedy of human life and possibility. I think it sounds really good. Again, I don't know why I'm not reading. I guess I wasn't reading because I kept getting new books. I'm not doing it. I haven't spent anything on books this year. It's amazing. Then we have another I've definitely featured before, and that is Nothing to Envy, Real Lives in North Korea by Barbara Demick. And this one says, North Korea is one of the most repressive and secretive states on earth. Spying is encouraged, the media is government controlled. Gone with the Wind is a dangerous banned book. In the 1990s, famine descended. Millions of people died, but the regime remained in power. Through extensive interviews, Barbara Demick has created the first portrait of life in this extraordinary country, weaving together the stories of 6 ordinary citizens in a gripping and vivid account of adversity and survival in the land of our dear leader. This was recommended to me, and I don't know why I haven't read it sooner. Well, I do. Again, tiny words. When a text is small, I do struggle. But it's clearly going to be quite a difficult read, I think, which is probably another reason why I've kept it a little while. But I'm going to get it read this spring. I'm definitely going to do it. And the final book is one I got my husband for Christmas. It is Me by Elton John, and it's Elton John's autobiography. I'm really excited to read it. My husband grew up not far from where Elton John grew up, so for him it was like a real trip down memory lane, kind of reading through it. Obviously Elton John's a fair bit older than him, but still very similar upbringings, so he really enjoyed it, and I'm sure I will, because I love Elton John. It says inside, Elton John is the most enduringly successful singer-songwriter of all time. His life is extraordinary. His 7 decades so far, packed with incredible highs and lows. Now, in his own words and with his usual honesty, he shares his story, every hilarious, heartbreaking moment. He reveals the truth about his childhood growing up in the London suburb of Pinner and his difficult relationship with his parents. Christened Reginald Dwight, he was a shy boy with unlikely dreams of pop stardom. By the age of 23, he was performing his first gig in America, facing an astonished audience in bright yellow dungarees, a star-spangled t-shirt and boots with wings. Elton John had arrived, and the music world would never be the same again. Me is full of drama, from the early rejection of Elton's work with songwriting partner Bernie Taupin, chart-topping superstar, from friendships with John Lennon, Freddie Mercury and George Michael, to disco dancing with the Queen, from suicide attempts to secret drug addiction that would grip him for over a decade. Elton also writes powerfully about getting clean and setting up his AIDS Foundation. He describes finding true love with David Furnish, holidaying with Versace, and singing at Princess Diana's funeral. And he pinpoints the moment he realises that he wants to be a father, and his life changes once again. Joyously funny, entertaining, and at times deeply moving, Me will take you on an intimate journey with a living legend. I feel like it's going to be a lot like Rocketman, which is one of my favourite films that I've seen in a really, really long time. I'm definitely going to enjoy that. And there are also 2 books that I didn't add on here because I haven't got them in my presents, but I have ordered Where the Crawdads Sing by Penny Owens and also The Binding by Bridget Collins to come into the local library. You can order books in for £1, which obviously saves a lot of money on actually buying the book. So I've ordered both those in, and I will hopefully be reading those in spring as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you again soon. Alright, bye!